So African spiritualists think that us as Christians, we deny that we have ancestors, which is why if you listen to their arguments, they will tell you that no, Abraham is an ancestor, Jacob is an ancestor, this so and so is an ancestor. They'll mention whatever name in the Bible and they tell you that that person is an ancestor. So today, I want us to ask this question that what is an ancestor? Another thing that they confuse um is that we call ancestors demons. Now, another question we are going to answer this today is, are our ancestors demons? So, question number one, what is an ancestor? Number two, are our ancestors demons? I believe that by the end of this video, you're gonna be having answers to those questions. Without wasting your time and my time, subscribe, like, comment, share. Make sure that you share so that people can know the truth.
The level of your mercy is amazing, unending. Since I met you, Lord, all your loss I'm amending. Following your steps and your way I'm defending.
So let's go back to the first question. What is an ancestor? So an ancestor is one from whom a person is descended, meaning that the people you came from, your grandmother, your great grandmother, your grandfather, your great grandfather, those are your ancestors. Those are the people that you came from. Our ancestors are those who came before us, our forefathers. If you were to ask me a question that do we all have ancestors? Yes, we do. I have a great grandfather, I have a grandmother, I am somebody's seed. When you go to the book of Matthew 1, the book of Matthew 1 makes a mention of Jesus's lineage. It also mentions the ancestors of Jesus Christ. Right? It was actually showing us how Jesus Christ is actually related to David. So those names that are mentioned on Matthew chapter 1 from verse 1, those are the ancestors of Jesus Christ. So, does everybody have an ancestor? Yes, we all do. Right? We all have ancestors. However, another question we should ask ourselves is it possible or are we able to communicate with our ancestors? Is it possible for us to speak to our ancestors? Can I pray to my great-great-grandmother and be like, yo, I need a job? When you go to the book of Ecclesiastes, it states important factors about those that are dead. 9:5-6 says that the living know that they shall die. You are the living, so you know that you will die. But the dead know not anything. A person who's dead knows nothing. Because there is no communication between us and them, right? Does not matter how much beer you pour on the ground. Does not matter how much blood you spill. They hear nothing. Verse 6 says that their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Meaning that it does not matter how much you loved me while you were alive. The minute you die, it is finished. There's nothing you can do for me when you're on the ground 6 feet. So even if I can come to my great grandmother and be like, hey, can you please open up my doors? I'm wasting my time. You might love your mother so much, you might love your grandmother so much. That's good. However, when they are dead, they are dead. They are not becoming angels. They do not become your guardian. They are dead. It is finished. When you consult the dead, it is not your ancestors that you are talking to. Which brings us to another question, that who are we really talking to? Whenever we consult the dead, who are we really talking to? Because those are not our ancestors. Our ancestors hear nothing. You are speaking to something else, but not your ancestors. And one thing you might say to me is that, but my grandmother comes to my dreams. Now, here's the thing. Those who come to your dreams are not your great grandparents, which is why most of the time when they come to you, it's either they are in a river somewhere. The Bible tells us something in the book of Psalms 115. It says that the dead praise not the Lord, neither any that go down in silence. Meaning that the dead cannot do anything. They can't even praise God. If you fail to worship God while you are living, when you die, it is done. There's no way that you can still worship God in your grave. So since they cannot worship God, they can't also cater for you. They can't also serve you. They can never serve you. Why? Because of their dead. If they wanted to take care of you, they were supposed to do it while they were still alive. If you wanted to take care of them, you were supposed to do it while they were still alive. So now you are buying blankets for your grandmother who is no longer here, but you failed to do it while she was alive. We have to separate these two. Your ancestors are not demons. But you see the one that came to your dream last night, right? Disguised as your grandmother. That's a demon. So your grandmother is sleeping peacefully in her grave. But the one that came into your dreams last night, that's a demon. Familiar spirits, divination spirits, and water spirits mask themselves as your ancestors so that they can get access to you. Simply because of they need a body, right? Because of spirits cannot function without a body. So these demons need a body because demons are disembodied spirits. So for them to function, they need a body. So what do we do when we need a body? We need to possess a person. So the easiest way to possess you, or one of the easiest ways to possess you, is to disguise themselves as your ancestors. So those spirits are not the spirits of your ancestors, but those spirits are demons. Okay, I think I'm gonna make part 2 and we're gonna look at where actually these spirits come from because there's a detailed thing about this thing. So I think we're gonna go to because there's so much to discuss on this one, right? And I believe that we need to make part 2 and discuss it further, as in like where do they come from, how did they end up where they ended up, why do they target human beings, and all that, right? So I think we're gonna make part 2. These spirits are not your grandmothers. These spirits are demons. And one of the things that prove it is that these spirits can take you into the sea or into the river to initiate you for months. And here's the crazy part. Those who go under the sea are actually initiated by a snake. How does your identity and snake how do you and snakes, how do you like relate with snakes if really these spirits are the spirits of your great grandmothers, if really these spirits are the spirits of your ancestors, how do your ancestors relate with snakes? Because now you'll be taken by a snake and you'll be initiated under the sea by a snake. That's a water spirit. That's a serpent. Just like in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, a serpent comes to the garden, deceives Eve, Eve falls, Adam and Eve fall. That's the same thing. A serpent is still functioning even today. This spirit usually comes from the mountain or the rivers, like I mentioned, the sea and the rivers and the water, also the mountains. Dude, you grew up around your grandmother and she was staying in a house, sleeping on a normal bed. All of a sudden, she summons you to the mountains at 12 a.m. midnight. Your great grandmother. What is she doing in the mountains? What is she doing in the rivers? These spirits, they get cold and hungry, and you are supposed to feed them. So why is it that you are the one who's supposed to feed them? Why are you the one who's supposed to feed them? Why can't they feed themselves wherever they are? If they cannot feed themselves wherever they are, where do they get the keys to open your doors? Where do they get the keys to close your doors? Because of they cannot do the basic for themselves. Like they cannot do the basics for themselves wherever they are. This brings the question that as much as we like saying that Christians do not have logic, do you have logic? Anyway, that's a topic for another day. These spirits demand a lot. These spirits demand a lot. You want a job, they want you to sacrifice. Now, you're not told, go apply. You're not told that go to school, work hard. No. But you're told, slaughter. All they want is blood. And we know who wants blood. Demons want blood. There's a reason why demons cause accidents. Because of they're looking for blood. Demons are looking for blood. They are the ones who want blood. So why is your grandmother always demanding blood for her to open your doors at some point? Right. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end here, and then I'll do part two. Yeah, I think I will do part two of this thing, and then if there's a need for me to do part three, I will. So please do share this one, and make sure that you tune in for the next one. Yeah. So until that time, make sure that you subscribe, comment, share. And yeah, I'll do part two. So I'll see you on the next one.